Thank you for joining us. A little bit about myself. My name is Frank Topinka. My other life, I was in the photographic industry, and I ran 3 production facilities, one in Iowa, one in Phoenix, Arizona, one in San Diego. During that time, I was involved in continuous improvement and had the opportunity to study with Dr. Deming. I'm also a lean manufacturing certified continuous improvement leader. And I think more importantly today, I am a dealer. So I am in managed print services, have been for 6 or 7 years. And that's really why the National Printer Repair Network became something so important. So why did we start? NPRN was started because years ago, before we were even involved with MPS, we began to get service requirements outside the New England area where we're located. As we began to explore those options, we billed our customer for whatever invoice we received from our service providers that were outside our area, which were generally online companies, and I think most of you are familiar with some of those. And the problems that we had were we couldn't control the invoicing, and we couldn't control customer service issues, mainly because we had no management involved. So the invoicing problems were severe. I think I've received an invoice on a $600-700 printer for up to $2,800 years ago, and that may be uncommon, but $1,000, $1,500 was not unusual. So we tried to think of what would be a better way to go about doing this, and after talking to dealers around the country, and an idea that I had was, why don't we work together to provide service for each other in a quid pro quo situation where we would provide a flat rate pricing so that we wouldn't get burned as we moved into managed print services, and burned on a printer in one location at $2,800 for repair, and you're on a CPP program, everything included. It doesn't work too well, and our profitability really can suffer. So what we decided to do was form a group of business-to-business people, not a business-to-technicians. So we're actually working with leaders of these businesses throughout the country, and they manage the techs. So our mission is that the NPRN's primary purpose is to provide a member-driven national network of service companies delivering world-class printer repairs at a fair, predictable cost to end-user customers outside the member service territory. That's what we are. So as we've gone down 2 years of this, we are finding that this solution has worked exceptionally well, and we're really getting ready to grow it. So currently we have 35 member companies in 36 states, hundreds of technicians. We cover most major markets right now. Now, we attempt to protect everybody in a competitive situation so you don't have your biggest competitor involved in the network right next to you. However, if you're in a very densely populated area such as Los Angeles, which has, I think, 27 million people, we might have 2 to 3 members in that kind of populations. But if you're in a smaller community, we will make every attempt to protect your competitive situation going forward. Now, one of the things that we are doing is having some members not able to send jobs out, but will receive them, and that membership's called affiliate. So let's get into benefit. You can include the National Printer Repair Network in your value proposition so you can confidently position your company as a national provider. You would have then national footprint, and you can talk to your customer about that when they are looking to get service outside their market area. So it strengthens your position in offering MPS. And then you don't need to scramble for providers, especially providers you don't know. Talk to them on the phone, you don't know really what's going to happen, or you go to an online service and then get ready for a surprise, more often than not. The other thing that we've done is designed a fixed pricing program. So we've agreed that we will have one rate for monochrome, we'll have one rate for color and MFPs, and we address these annually. We're also looking at setup rates, things of that nature to fill out our offering. And the next step is that we're going to assist in the copier side and really provide a network of copier repair flat rate services for the different manufacturers, and that's one of our next steps. What this allows you to do is really improve and enhance your profitability on national account customers on your MPS program. One of the things I think that is more important here than in almost any other thing is that when we're dealing with peers, dealing with our partners that are in the same business we are, we have a lot of pride. We all know each other. So what happens is that we get the best service when we get service calls from one of our members out there. I want them to think that I'm good at what I'm doing. They know me. I want them to think that I'm doing a good job managing my service environment. And so I want to make sure that they get priority. And I've found that that's happening most times within the network. So it's a known high-quality network of service providers. We also are looking to improve our service operations. We've already had a benchmarking session where we have benchmarked the top 3 practices as best practices in the technician management area, and we're going to continue to do that as we get on this road. We also have additional service revenue opportunities when other environments want to access the network and provide service for you. I can tell you that we have interest from all of the OEMs. That means HP, Canon, Toshiba, and also some of the parts companies want to be members. We're not sure exactly how that'll work just yet, but we're working toward that, and then they would access the network through their MPS programs. Okay, one of the things that the group is not is a buying group. However, we do have a parts discount list from one of the parts companies out there that you could utilize, and you might get better deals doing it, but we're not really looking to do that as a group. So the buying group is not something that is exciting to us. We're really a service network, and we want to focus on that. The other thing that we're not is a peer group. So we're not really sharing ideas in terms of marketing and those kinds of things other than service performance. We do really push that. We're going to be doing more and more of it because one of the things that we are now capable of doing is measuring SLAs from all of our service providers by an outside firm, VEI Services. So that's part of our solution. We all also help each other in our transitions from printer copiers to solution sales. So our slogan for the network is serious about service, and that's our focus on the MPS space. All right, I want to turn our session over to John Givens, president of Source Office Products, Denver, Colorado, who's been a member, and he runs a very large organization in the Denver area and Colorado and other states, providing managed print services as a key market strategy for his company. So I'm going to turn it over now to this good-looking guy that you see in the picture, John Givens. John?
Thank you, Frank. This is John Givens. I'm the president of Source Office Products, and Source is a $30 million office products company who specializes in HP Managed Print Services programs. And I wanted to comment on the organization that Frank has put together, the exposure that we have with Hewlett-Packard, the meetings that he's personally been involved with on behalf of our organization, the annual Partners Conference in Las Vegas, the OPS Elite MPS Summit in Arizona. We are getting a tremendous amount of traction with our program, and he's asked me to speak on behalf of the benefits and what that means to us and potential future members. And I wanted to start by saying that this is an incredible time for independents of all colors and stripes. Independent office products dealers in the copier arena, in the office products industry, and in the service industry. And we have seen on many, many fronts in different channels alignments and organizations that have brought this band of brothers and sisters together in a manner that allows us to compete more aggressively and effectively with national players and do it in a way that provides the high-touch, high-support service that Frank was alluding to earlier. As a member, we have found numerous benefits in the membership. First and foremost, obviously, in the marketing area, in going out and being able to talk to prospective clients in multi-states with printers and product located throughout the U.S., and we have an answer now and a solution to how are we going to service them. In the past, we've done some of that on our own, but it's been hit or miss. We spent an exorbitant amount of time of scratching and clawing and trying to find people in various cities that we have devices in that need service, and to do that with an organization like NPRN saves us a tremendous amount of time because we already have a number of members and hopefully are going to expand that. Additionally, besides the marketing efforts and the time it takes to locate good providers, it does give us a very positive image as a national player in an arena where Tier 2 national accounts require that type of support. When it comes to integrating our service calls and our follow-up with clients, it not only makes us look bigger, it also provides the high-end touch, the high-end support in areas where heretofore our reach wasn't quite as good and strong. So I just wanted to kind of add to the conversation to let you know we're elated to not only be a member, but also some of the unintended positive consequences that have arisen as a result of our membership with the organization. I think there are plenty of things that are happening in the managed print services arena. You have companies, distributors like Synex, United Stationers, NER, Supplies Network, SP Richards, and several others who have programs that are in place that are helping people of all channels, whether they be copier dealers, office products dealers, or HP VARs, selling these products and services. And I believe that our organization, at least from a service level, may be an answer to questions that will come up on how do we get service out of state and who can we get to provide that. And I believe that that will dovetail into a really nice revenue stream for all members down the road.
I think that's really well put, and I really appreciate your comments, John. But John's been a big supporter of the group, and I think utilizes it very well. Thanks, John. This next person I want to introduce is from BEI Services. Let's turn this over to this next good-looking guy, the Vice President of Operations for BEI Services, Bud Cherokee. Bud?
Yeah, thank you, Frank. You know, I was introduced to Frank through Mike Woodard of Strategy Development, and I was actually trying to sell Frank our normal product that BEI supplies, which is benchmarking, technician performance, machine performance, and parts performance. As I was showing Frank our reporting and our capabilities from the data that we were receiving, he said, you know, I really need this for the National Printer Repair Network. I need something that can benchmark the individuals and make sure that everybody's playing fair, that our SLAs are being met, that no one's overusing parts or overcharging, and so forth. So we created a software product that will automatically route these service calls in the National Printer Repair Network from one dealer to another dealer in different states based on zip code and manufacturer. So what we've created now is a true software that will allow us to not only monitor the service calls and the SLAs, but also make sure that the dealers are meeting those SLAs that are required, and that we are really monitoring capabilities of the network and making sure that everybody's playing on a fair market. So the product's been in place now since August. We have 35 dealers on it right now. It is currently routing all the service calls automatically. So if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, you have a call in Connecticut, you just put in the customer name and address, it automatically routes it to that location to the member in the network. And you are updated at all times, and then we start monitoring the SLAs and making sure that everybody is meeting the requirements provided by the National Printer Repair Network. So it's been a great project. They're great members, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So that's where I stand at this point, and I'm glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Thanks, Bud. You know, BEI Services has been really integral in taking us to this next level, and we're really excited about working with them over this next few years, and we're going to continue to work on those relationships. And we do have some partnerships that are important, and again, BEI Services is very important to us. Bud's a very smart guy, and we've really done, I think, some nice things on our ordering portal and automated system where you're protected from overcharging parts, and you have automatic default situations. I wanted to say BEI Services has been really terrific to work with. Strategy Development, they are an advisor to our group. We have meetings with Strategy Development, primarily use Tom Callanan, Mike Woodard, and Kelly Jones from Strategy Development on this side of the business, the NPRN side, and they've been a big help to us. Copper State is a remanufacturer of printers and fusers in Arizona. Prinsolve is another partner, a Synex product, which is fleet monitoring, and Barrister is a partner. We have special rates for them as a default. So those are our current partnerships within the network. One of the latest things, new things that have just occurred, is that we now have a website for recruiting, and that's the nprn.net URL, where you'll find information, an application. I'd like to wrap it up and encourage you to apply for the network, which you can do at nprn.net, and fill out the application, send it to us, and we will contact you. So on behalf of Bud Cherokee of BEI Services, John Givens of Source Office Group, I hope all of you have a great day. Thank you very much.